Evening, guys. This is Satin Podcast. My name is Rio.
I'm Jai.
And this is Johnny.
And, uy, may bago pre. We have our very new host for our very first episode na kasama si Johnny. Di ba?
Mm, right.
um,
Tatlo na
yeah.
tayo ulit dito
Oo.
sa SM.
Nag-let's
Oh,
vault in
thank
uli
you guys.
kami. Eh,
Oh,
Johnny's one of our friends or previous classmates na mahilig din sa, sa mysteries, ganang conspiracies.
Mm,
Most of the time, pag kami yung naiwan sa inuman, and nag-uusap kami ng mga ganitong bagay.
bagay.
And so, yeah.
that's
People
right.
that
Yeah.
other
Mm,
things
mm.
that people are weirded about yun yung may pag-usapan.
Oo,
Yeah.
yung mga
All the weird stuff.
weird stuff talaga.
Even people actually, we talk about people sometimes.
Oo, yung
Oh,
mga
yeah.
serial
Hindi
Definitely.
naman
killers.
yung chismis,
Anything.
no? Hindi naman yung chismis, no? Pero people who have done something, no? Mga
Oh,
ganun.
yeah.
Mga
And
ganun.
very intriguing.
Mm,
That tickles every person's mind.
mm.
We
Mm.
Oo.
discussed that. Yeah. And
Yung
anything under the sun actually. Yeah.
we
Yes.
can discuss
Mm.
that. So, since this is your first time on our mini episode, like, oh, when did you start, like, being interested in this kind of mysteries or like conspiracies? We
Even
didn't really.
events, like
Oh,
many intriguing events, di ba?
Oh
intriguing
yeah.
events.
Oh.
When
Mm.
did it start? Parang ganon.
Ah, well, actually, it really started, when we were really, really young. I mean,
Mm.
even though a lot of us were not close, during our elementary days, we had our
Oo.
own stuff, right? We had our own thing, we had our own
Oo.
hobby.
Oo.
But we still stay close, but we don't really tell too much
Mm.
about ourselves. But you remember, I know you remember this when we had a store in
Mm.
Dungalo
Yes.
named
Yeah.
Finders
Mm.
Keepers.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that? You
Mm.
remember
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Finders Keepers
Mm.
introduced me to lots of
Mm.
comics. So
Yeah.
those
That's
Ah.
where it
comics
started.
really gave me ideas of how the
Mm.
hell do people think about this stuff.
Mm.
Diba? So
Mm.
it really started the wheel
Mm.
actually for me to
Is that is
think about a lot of things. X-Men. Yeah,
no.
I bought those X-Men. What else?
Is that still
I
open?
bought.
The Finders
And
Keepers
Wala
or
I
na
was
ata.
no?
I'm
Wala na.
trying. Yeah, no. They transferred to another barangay, San
Mm.
Dionisio. Pero
No.
I I never heard of them after like 2005.
Wala
That
na siya.
2004 was the last time I visited the shop.
Mm.
The shop was huge. There were a lot of collectibles, but after 1-2 years, it was gone. That
Mm.
was, I think that
Um,
was the time when the owner was getting rid of his collection.
yeah,
But
baka
that
Mm.
was
nag-move on na
that
siya,
was the
ganyan, di
time.
ba? Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
So, yeah.
it was really awesome because
Mm.
it really gave me a
Mm.
lot of things to, like, hey, check this out, and then check
Uh,
this out.
oh,
So they put a lot, and then
yeah.
that really started everything out.
Yeah.
Actually, you introduced me to that place because we were trying to buy
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I was
Pokemon
by
cards. So
Pokemon cards
yeah,
there. So, our
yeah.
topic today is a little far from the the Pokemon stuff, but yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Thank you for that, Ken, for sharing yung origin ng curiosity mo, di ba? Me,
Started with ano eh, no? Started
oh,
with
That's right.
pop culture pala
Oo.
yung
pop
hinilig mo.
culture
Grabe.
kasi pag ano mo siya, once you're into it, 'di ba? Parang ang dami yung ang dami mo
Yeah,
discover, isipin mo ganyan. That's good. So for now,
yeah.
ang topic natin or ang topic na napili ko is Chernobyl.
Oh,
It's a incident it's an incident that happened in 1986. So it's not that far like the ones that we discussed before, which is the Atlov Pass, which is around too
oh my
far.
God! You already discussed the at Love Pass. Oh my God, I
Oo.
wasn't there. So
That was
jealous.
actually our second best part episode.
Oo,
Nice.
maybe we'll try to revisit that because there's a lot there's a lot of things that we can probably like get from that story still. But yeah, for now,
Definitely, definitely.
plus one of the engineers of this plant is Dyatlov, so we can it's
Oh,
probably connected.
oh yeah.
Oh, so let's see.
That guy's bad luck. That guy's bad
Oo,
luck.
backlog talaga
Yeah,
yung
you
pangalan.
remembered it. I
Yeah.
remembered
Oo.
you talked about
Mm.
the relative of Igor Dyatlov, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was
So
part of this
this is
Chernobyl thing.
yeah, ano, it's a conspiracy that this in the
Mm.
engineer, which is also named Dyatlov, well,
Mm.
the last name's Dyatlov, is related to the Dyatlov captain that died, before. So it's
Mm.
like a conspiracy, but that's too far-fetched. So,
But it
um,
wasn't. It wasn't proven to be true, right?
no, 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 no,
Their
no, no.
connection. I mean,
But
it's not.
upon like studying this, I think I know the reason why they have. I know you're not there, but one of but I know you're familiar when the bodies were found. Some of the bodies have like radiation, right?
Radiation.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Later we
That
could
was the weirdest part. Yeah.
yeah, we can probably have an answer to that. That's why I'm excited. So let's
Oh
see.
my gosh.
So yeah, so it
So,
started.
ano nga,
Mm, go Jai, go.
episode 5, right? So,
Oh yeah.
episode 5,
Mm,
introan lang natin. Episode 5
oh,
is about Chernobyl and the
oh,
incidents
Nice.
that happened there. So, Rio,
incident.
take the
Yeah.
floor.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, April 26, 1986. So this is when it started. So, um, uh, it, having a nuclear plant in the country is not new at this time. Parang ano na sila parang nag-establish na sila. This happened in Soviet Union. So,
Yes.
rock na rock siya, Soviet Union talaga. Iniisip mo, mga
Cold War era.
Molotov,
Cold War
oh,
era.
mga
Oo.
ganyan, di ba? So, upon that time, they're parang arms race pa rin, kumbaga, arms race pa rin ng
Yeah.
ano yung mga innovation ng country mo, ganyan. So, reactor number 4, that's the name of the reactor that had an incident last 1986. That's April 26.
Mm.
Um, we have experienced engineers who's handling the testing. What is
Yes.
happening on that evening is that they're actually trying to test the what you call this test what you call this one test the capacity or the ability of the reactor to gumana gumana within a low power. So ayun yung main
Yeah.
agenda
Like
nila,
an emergency situation. Yeah.
emergency on a
Yeah.
backup because one time there is a Russian reactor that was attacked by Israel Air Force bomber, and then
Oh,
nakita
nice.
nila yung effect so parang sobrang tagal na masunog nung reactor, so hindi siya
Uh,
friendly talaga sa environment. So ang ginawa
yeah.
nila
Mhm.
at this point, they want to try, paano kaya kung low power tayo? Low power natin, tapos let's try to run this reactor with the
Yeah. Simulation. That's simulation. Yeah.
backup. Low power ka, wala kang power input, pero meron kang, kasi may turbine to. So,
Yeah.
yung turbine na yon, separate power yun sa na-regenerate nung actual reactor. So, yung ginagawa
Yeah.
nila, low power. So, uh, it happened. So all experienced engineer, they tried to do it. Low power tayo. Ang chief engineer nito, as I said before, si Dyatlov.
Anatoly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anton Dyatlov. Siya yung lead engineer, which is by that time medyo tarnished na yung pangalan niya kasi sa mga previous na previous na ventures niya. It was said that Dyatlov worked on a nuclear technology on a submarine, but it didn't go so too well. So I didn't get a lot of information from that. Pero ayun nga, so medyo alanganin na yung career niya at this point. So
Siya, engineer ba siya? Engineer siya?
yeah, engineer siya, yes. And
Okay.
yun yung doon siya nag-gravitate sa nuclear reactor or mga ganyan. So yeah, there's this night on night na testing na nila. So Dyatlov ordered yung ano nila, yung what do you call this, yung tauhan niya na let's start to test this. So ang meron silang guidebook for every I think sa lahat naman sa lahat ng work, 'di ba? From factories, office jobs,
Paano
we
ba yun?
have like handbooks that we have to follow.
Hmm.
So
Parang ano
ano
yung manuals. Every time wrong
uh
might something
SO
wrong might happen. Ito yung
mm,
parang ano mo,
may SOP
Course of
sila.
action niya, parang ganun,
Ye
mga ganun.
yes.
Parang contingency plans, kumbaga.
So, yeah, yung contingency plan. So, ang guidelines, under the guidelines nung naggumawa talaga nung reactor is we can do this kind of test, pero kailangan yung power na minimum power na ilalagay mo dun sa reactor is 700 to 1,000 megawatts. So the 700 to 1,000, good yan, sabi nung, that's what's written on the guidelines. So si Dyatlov, medyo
Mm.
ano siya parang risk taker siya. Sa
Okay.
nuclear rule book daw, it's not always match, and it doesn't always match on what is happening. Kasi nga new technology siya. It's an
Okay.
improving technology by that time. So instead of 700 to 1,000, ang ginawa niya 200 lang. 200 lang yung heating, or yung nireserve niya for the cooling of the entire reactor. Tapos doon na nagkanda loko-loko. So when he
No, kasi
started,
ano, I
Oo.
think it's
Parang
below
sobrang,
safety eh. Oo.
mm,
parang
sobrang
sobrang
baba.
tapang niya talaga eh, no?
Sobrang
Oo.
baba, like it's not even like
Mm.
100, di ba? It's like
Oo.
500
Oo.
below
Correct. Oo.
the actual temperature na kailangan.
Mm.
Tapos
Yeah.
just to just I've read this thing, and I discovered how this works. For those who doesn't know how this works yet, a nuclear reactor, what it does is that it has like uranium. Uranium is an element, di ba? Element siya. So,
Mhm.
uranium is an element that provides or that emits like radiation. So, radiation equals heat. So, yung heat na yon, as long as ano siya, encapsulated siya ng maayos, or meron kang rods na ano sa kanya, is pwede siya mag-generate ng heat, ng consistent heat, without any source of other energy. So energy siya by itself, kumbaga. So ganun, yung heat na yon mapupunta yan sa tubig, sa water. Tapos pag uminit na yung tubig, magiging stream yan, or steam pala. And
Mm.
then once naging steam yan, may hydraulics na parang umiikot or ganyan, which is
Mm.
nagko-convert sa energy. So ganun
Understood
siya.
lang.
And then um, a lot of maintenance has to be done, and then a lot of research has to be done as well, kasi hindi basta-basta yung uranium eh.
Mm.
Uranium is the same element that was used on the atomic bomb. So hindi siya
Yeah.
basta-basta.
So,
Once
ano siya eh,
you
no? Highly
mm,
toxic siya, di ba? Kumbaga.
highly toxic siya once
Mm.
handled, hindi mo siya hinandle na maayos. And later, um, I'll tell you a story on how gaano kalakas yung extent ng radiation sa tao, which is yung
Mm.
uranium radiation. So ayun, trinay nila yung 200 megawatts na power, and then let's see if that would work.
Mm.
So trinay nila, wala silang nakitang problem eh. So nag-continue sila. So 200. Ngayon, they have to switch to backup generator. So 45 seconds nung bago sila mag-backup generator, merong parang delay eh. Hindi siya basta-basta
Mhm.
mag-switch from electricity to backup generator. So yung 45 seconds na yun, napaka-crucial niya. Kasi
Yeah.
dun nangyari dun nangyari yung incident. So,
Okay.
ang nangyari, um, nagka-problema nga kasi masyado mababa yung power. So, ang nangyari doon sa reactor is sobrang dami niyang steam. Kumbaga yung pressure niya, parang pressure cooker. Sa sobrang
Mm.
baba ng cooling na inalat niya doon sa reactor, yung
Mm.
pressure niya, yung steam is sobrang taas na ng pressure sa loob ng reactor. So, at the end, sumabog siya. Now, hindi siya, I mean, madali lang isipin, di ba? Sasabog siya, pressurized siya. But think about this. That's uranium. That's one of the
Oo.
most, dangerous material on Earth, di ba?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Kahit i-dispose mo yan, di ba? Ang hirap niyan. Ang hirap mo siyang
Oo.
i-dispose.
That's
So,
Oo.
right.
ganun. Sumabog siya. Pagsabog niya, hindi naman siya katulad ng nuclear bomb eh. Kasi if you think about nuclear bomb or yung atomic bomb, it's, 'di ba, blast radius 'yan eh. Parang 1 mile radius ganyan. This time it's hindi siya ganoon. Ang malala sa kanya is yung radiation. 'Di ba? Wala siyang blast
Yeah.
radius, radiation lang siya. So,
Pero
ayun.
yun nga yung mahirap eh, kasi yung radiation di mo nakikita eh.
Oo,
Yeah.
tapos
Yeah.
That's right.
tsaka
That's right.
Mm.
and radiation doesn't kill you right away.
Ah,
it has this parang magkaka-cancer ka,
that's right.
magkaka-leukemia
Yeah.
ka,
Will
di
kill
ba?
you from the inside.
Hindi
Parang
mo
ganun.
talaga mape-predict. You can't really predict how it's gonna affect,
Oh.
your DNA. Actually, ano yan eh, it's actually DNA talaga ang effect niya eh. It's
Oh,
not
pre.
the skin, like
Mm.
it's not burns only. It's the DNA cell structure
Oo
talaga.
nga, no,
Oh.
tol. Kasi
So,
I remember this movie, yung The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Ano ba yung pre? Ano ba yun?
That's
Parang hindi ko
scary.
na ano yun ah. Ano?
yung The Hills Have
Search
Eyes
it, search
kasi,
it, search it. That's good.
Ah.
parang ano siya eh, gore fest siya na movie.
Yeah.
Na
Oh my gosh.
yung lugar na yon is parang site na pinagtetesan
Yeah.
ng nuclear weapons.
Oh.
So
That's
what
right.
happened with the locals is they were mutated eh.
Mm.
Actually, hindi sinabi. I'm not sure if the story told the audience that the testing knew that there were locals. I don't think that
Parang ganun
was.
lang.
Yeah,
Oh.
the military just like turned a blind eye or something like that, or they
So
just didn't know. Yeah.
It turned them into cannibal-like
Oh yeah.
mutants eh.
Yeah.
Parang
yeah,
That.
I
Oh,
can remember
um,
that. So
the
yeah,
like lost.
movie it was something
that's
Like
what
like
that.
happened
a
eh.
gore fest movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that,
That's
you
the
know.
like.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the
Ah.
extreme. That's the extreme. The imagination can take you when,
Oh.
you're exposed to uranium, but
Yeah,
hopefully
Pero
no.
wala naman
Yeah.
siyang sure. Naipasok ko lang kasi naalala ko yung sinabi
Yeah.
ni
oh,
Johnny Wick is yung DNA nga. It would affect your
oh, yeah,
DNA.
it's
Yeah.
right ah, yung DNA hindi niya na-alter yung DNA mo. Actually binubura niya yung DNA mo.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
'Di ba?
Yeah.
Binubura niya
Okay.
talagang ano siya eh, yung na-affect niya yung bone marrow mo.
Vaporized, no?
Oh, bone
Oh,
marrow
that's
mo
the
hindi
first time
siya
I've heard the term vaporized. Actually, there was that, and I thought it was lasers. It was used pala to really coin the effects of nuclear blast on a
oh,
human body or a
yeah.
human
Yeah,
host. Yeah.
yeah, it's really scary. And then yun nga,
Yeah.
mabalik tayo dito. So yes, sumabog na. So upon investigation, they discovered na minadali KGB nag-i-investigate nito pre. I'm not sure it's KGB, what's the counterpart if that's FBI ba sa US or ano basta
No,
sa ano,
CIA yun.
CIA yan,
May
counterpart niya, di
parang
ba?
CIA.
spy agency rin nilang KGB,
Oo.
di ba?
That's right.
Parang
Oo.
parang ganun. So
Espionage, everything. Yeah.
KGB na yung investigate nito. So they investigated. So ayun yung yung 1979 to 1976. Yan yung
Yeah.
construction nung reactor site. And then they
That's right.
discovered na hindi talaga minadali yung pagkagawa kasi
Yeah. Yeah.
those engineers
Subpar.
Oo,
Yeah,
subpar
subpar.
siya. And then when they, what they discovered is that those engineers who tried to work on the site was, rushing the project para may incentive sila. Which is, I'm not sure kung anong part, if how does that work in an engineering field kung, once natapos nyo ba to, kailangan, mas mabilis ba, may incentive sila. But by that time, that's what happened. So, kailangan ng incentive, so ni-rush nila. So, ayun. And yeah. Doon na sa sobrang lala nung tawag dito nung nung incident na 'yon. And then knowing na at first yung responders like um um the firefighters, they don't know if that's what happened eh. They just,
Yeah.
nag-respond lang sila basta may apoy.
Yeah.
Ano nila yan,
They need
tubig
to
nila
take it
yan.
out. Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
What they observe is that however much water that they try to to use to kill the fire, it's still going. So but by that time, immediately, like not within 24 hours, some of those first responder died. So ganun siya kabilis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wala siyang sabi-sabi as long as talagang ganun kakalapit dun sa ganun kakalapit
Yeah.
sa radiation.
Yeah. They didn't have any
Mm.
they didn't have any chance. Like parang
Wala silang
you didn't
chance.
know. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then upon yung yung tawag dito, yung upon reviewing the cases pa, there is a design flaw dun sa reactor kung bakit nangyari doon. Apparently, that's the kill switch that's supposed to work. Di ba I mentioned before, there's like a pressure on the dahil sa low power nung what do you call
Yeah.
this? Yung low power nung reactor. So,
Uh-huh.
um, ang taas na ng pressure mo, tapos yung kill switch na naka ano sa kanila, available sa kanila is it's ang hirap i-explain technically, but it significantly uh, increase the pressure more. So, imbis na sabi, oh, parang kill switch na natin to kasi hindi to na nag-work, di ba? So, imbis na
Yeah.
makatulong, yung pa yung nag-cause nung sobrang explosion nila.
Lalo
Tapos,
pang na-aggravate yung situation, kumbaga.
oh,
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's really technical, and if you really want to like go to the technical stuff, I'm not what they call this, an expert about this, but if you want to check the technical stuff, I'll post the link on our
Mm.
That's
post
huge.
so you can research it. But yeah, that's how it happened. So yeah, once it exploded, may dilemma sila ngayon, may dilemma yung government. So that's radiation. You cannot put you cannot just put that out. It's not just a fire na mawawala lang eventually.
That's right.
Years, 10 years yan, 10 years or X amount of years bago yan mawala, di ba? So,
Yeah.
Baka mawala pa siya. Inisip ko hindi na siya mawawala eh.
oh,
Thousands
oh,
of years.
tagal niya
Yeah.
pre, matagal siya.
I
Yeah.
there's this thing
Hundreds.
I heard. Do you know the reason why Hiroshima and Nagasaki weren't
Mm,
like Chernobyl when the atomic bombs
mm.
exploded?
Oh,
And you
oh,
know,
why?
right now people are living on it, right?
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Um, the reason behind that is that when
mm,
the atomic bombs exploded, it
mm.
exploded on the air. So
Ah,
meaning, it didn't reach like the ground
the ground.
itself
Oh.
when like not unlike Chernobyl, the nuclear power plant is on the ground,
Oh.
so the radiation spread
Mm.
was like technically embedded on the rocks,
Oh.
on the
Oh.
um,
Oh,
on
yun
the area talaga.
on
Yeah.
the houses,
So
ganyan, on the
yeah,
streets,
on
di
the
ba?
everything. But in
Mm.
Hiroshima, it exploded like a mile up in the
Mm.
air.
Mm.
So the radiation particles, it spread in the atmosphere relatively quickly. So
Oh.
it did not really like uh
Hindi siya nagstay,
stayed
di ba? Oh.
in the
Oh.
ground. So
Mm.
that's the reason like people are living on it now
Mm.
versus Chernobyl, which is still a wasteland.
Oh, wasteland
And
siya.
and
Right
and
now.
then,
Yeah.
then you're going to be thinking the amounts of the uranium they use
Yeah,
in Chernobyl
that's
will
right.
be
That's right.
really big amounts kasi
Mm.
it's a plant, diba?
That's
Oh,
right. That's
and
right.
Unlike the
oh.
bomb which they use in the
Ito,
Hiroshima
Yeah.
and Nagasaki.
this is another fact, pre. Yun nga, you're talking about, the use of the uranium. Let's imagine this, the
Yeah.
bomb that they used on Hiroshima or Japan, right? The amount of uranium on that bomb is like a basketball size. Now we're talking about atoms, pre, or nucleus, or yung maliliit na cells na yan, that's how concentrated it is. Pure uranium that caused
Yeah.
that explosion in Japan, that's just a basketball size na concentrated
Yeah.
uranium.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
in this site, this has like a larger uranium rods. Talagang ang taas niya, parang
Yeah.
isang bahay, ganun siya kataas. It's just so
Yeah.
happen na hindi siya made for explosion. It's just made for
Yeah.
for heat lang siya, so that's extremely lucky. But
That's right.
if it is so happen na this happened on an actual plant that is hindi lang kasi yung pag war, hindi lang
Yeah.
minamass produce yung yung barrel, yung bala, pati yung mga ganito minamass produce nila, which is what they did in America. So it's not like that. Pero kung sa Amerika 'to nangyari, and then so happen na yung
Yeah.
one basketball size na uranium yun. Nako, sobrang sobrang sobrang
Yeah.
nakakatakot yun. So ayun, nag-formulate yung Russian government, so we cannot just put it by water, or by an easy means. So what they did was they evacuated the people. Ano na kayo, relocate na kayo. This will take time. So the one of the things that they did to try to cover the uranium.
Mm.
Actually hindi na lang siya uranium, halo-halo na siya, melted materials ng uranium, or kung ano
Yes.
pang chemicals na nandun. So ang ano nila
That's right.
first, instinct nila, let's cover it by sand or by soil. Yan. So
Yeah.
it's not
Tinabunan nila.
tinabunan nila
Parang
eh.
tinabunan na.
But the dilemma there is that yung what they call it is elephant's foot eh. If you can look
Yeah.
it up, it's an elephant's foot,
Oh,
diba?
that yeah.
So
The
it's
mere fact that they
mm,
pictured that
mm,
elephant's foot is
uh,
like risking your life itself. Like if you're the
yeah.
photographer,
Mm.
what I wonder what happened to that photographer.
It's
Like is he,
it
is he
varies
still
eh.
alive or something? Oh,
It varies in different people, but that elephant foot, that's like a ton, or I'm not sure how much exactly, but that weighs a ton. So if they put like soil on top of it, and
yeah,
then they discovered there's a water reserve below the Chernobyl
yeah,
site. Once that
that's right.
yeah once that um elephant's foot reach the water, the reserve water below, that might cause an explosion. Now again,
That's
I'm
right.
not
Yes.
sure
Pero elephant foot is
how
ano na eh, no? Ito na yung
mm.
parang yung uranium na molten na siya
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Like
pala, diba? So they
magma
called it
like.
elephant foot. Okay.
Yeah. And
Just to
it's
clear that up.
we're not talking about uranium
Mm.
like in a small amount. Like
Oh.
Mm.
Rio
Mm.
said
Mm.
earlier, it's like those are like rods
Oh,
sticking
na
out, and then
taas talaga
when
niya.
they melted, they fused into like
Mm.
other metals,
Oh.
Okay.
water,
Mm.
soil, everything. Like it
So
just
it's called elephant foot. Okay. I
yeah,
just want to
Oh.
clear
yeah,
that up.
Oh.
Baka ano
yeah,
eh, they would be
Mm.
wondering what we're talking about. What's elephant
Okay.
foot?
Ayun yung
yeah,
elephant's foot siya. So it's gray
So
and then
yeah. Sorry, going back.
So yeah, but sobrang lakas ng radiation dun sa area na yun. Even yung mga nagre-record ng videos or yung normal na news, news media,
yeah.
they're having like white flashes on their cameras or on their recordings.
Actually, ano eh,
That's how
I just did a quick Google
mm,
search. I saw
mm,
this like there's someone taking a photograph really close to it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
he's
uh,
wearing some protective gears, but I'm not
you,
sure if
mm,
this would keep him or her safe
you
No, no,
can
it's
from.
not. It's
you
not.
can you
Yeah,
can
they're
check
like
when that
life
is
is
taken.
forfeit. Yeah.
Mm. You can check when that is taken because they said that the 2019, which is like years, after the incident, it's much less of a radiation, but there's still, it's radiation doesn't just go away, so
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
there. So that guy probably is, risking his life, to just to take pictures, or it's their job to document this. So,
Oh yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
I mean, it's
mm,
Soviet Russia. I mean, you do what you're
mm.
told. So
Oh,
I
so
mean,
uh,
there's not much choice.
so this is what you do, investigate this one. So the study shows that that incident might have caused like 10,000 cancers in Russia.
Oh
Cancer,
my
it's
gosh.
it's not just,
Yeah.
hindi ito yung sakit na, 'di ba? Okay, you're done. Ito talaga papahirapan ka.
Mm,
And
Mahirapan
then
ka.
Like yeah.
kasi
Like
Ano eh, hindi financially wise, it would cripple you din eh.
cripple you
oh
talaga
yeah,
yan eh.
yeah.
Mm.
Like ano like you would like wish that you were dead immediately
Mm,
instead. Like
Okay, that depends on how it affects you. But the how this affected the other neighboring countries or other continents is that once it's exploded, there's like a huge mist of radiation. Radiation has different forms. It can be like flashes, it can be light, a gas. So what happened on this one is that it's
Just a
a
moment,
gas
Rio.
transform. Yeah.
Rio, just a moment. I
Mm,
just want to say something technical. So,
mm,
radiation,
mm.
everything emits radiation. I just want to
Oh.
clear that up.
oh
Oh.
So,
yeah, yeah.
everything,
Everything.
kahit
Mm,
tayo, we emit radiation. But it's not
mm,
like what happened in Chernobyl that it's emitting deadly
Yeah.
amounts of
mm.
radiation. So,
Yeah.
yun lang.
Oh.
And I think it's related to energy. You know,
Mm,
anything
Yeah,
that generates energy, it
mm.
emits
di ba,
radiation,
ano eh,
right? So,
there are three
Oh.
ways of transferring heat.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
conduction,
Ayo.
convection, and
Mm,
one last thing is radiation. So,
mm.
every
Oh yeah,
every
yeah,
Yeah.
form of
yeah.
radiation.
Oh.
Science 101, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the level of
It's like
radiation.
deadly doses of radiation.
Deadly
Diba?
doses of radiation. And then yun nga, it causes a lot of, a lot of cancer, ganyan. Proven itong 1,025,000 na to, these are all, studies, pero hindi, ano lang sila estimate lang sila eh. What is
Yeah.
proven talaga na nag-cause or cause proven na nangyari talaga is yung mga thyroid cancer for children.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
yun yung
bad. That's
mahirap, di
really
ba?
sad. Yeah.
And then, ayun nga,
Grabe,
Jai,
sobra.
tama yun, Jai, yung radiation, that's different, everything emits on radiation, and then that's 2 micro, they have like a unit for that eh. That's 0.2 micro something, mamaya baka maalala ko, but yeah, it's different.
So I don't know this.
Ayun nga. So, it's different. Pero, what happened yung by that time, uh,
Is that a Geiger counter?
Geiger
Sorry.
counter, that's
Yeah.
what they use to measure it. So,
Yeah.
Device they use.
Yeah.
micro jiggles or something. I forgot, diba? But it's yeah, you're right. It's like 0.2 for, natural objects, ganun. But if it's
Yeah.
something na talagang exposed for uranium or other,
Yeah.
concentrated materials, mas mataas siya. Now,
Oh yeah.
I mentioned before, sabi natin, ano yung Dyatlov, di ba? Bakit may radiation doon? Um, you mentioned, Jai, di ba, radiation is from, ano naman siya, di ba? Pero hindi siya deadly doses. Now, ito, akin lang to, ma-revisit lang natin yung topic na Dyatlov. Um, uh, uranium came from uranium ore. It's like ano siya bato. Parang bato, parang siyang diamond, 'di ba? Galing siya sa gold, 'di ba? Parang ano siya extracted siya from something na bato pa lang siya sa umpisa, and then parang i-extract mo siya para maging gold, 'di ba? So I'm thinking lang na may uranium ore dun sa part ng Dyatlov incident na nalagay nila yung gamit na yon or nagstay sila dun ng ano,
Uh,
that caused na
yeah.
mataas yung measurement nung ano na yon, yung measurement
That's
Like
right.
nung
may hawakan sila ganun.
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi ore spray, on what I saw, on what I understand, what I saw on the documentaries, may some parts ng Russia na it's just lying around eh. Nasa baba lang siya pag umano ka ng cave or nagmakit ka ng mountain. Dati in the first part na yung hindi pa kilala yung uranium, hindi pa siya na-discover. Lying
Mm-hmm.
around lang siya sa part ng Russia, nandiyan na siya parang nakatenga lang, yung parang mga burak na
Oh
na,
yeah.
di ba? Parang
Yeah. Yeah.
parang ganun lang siya.
Uh,
So,
oh.
ganun siya. So, it's possible that it could be that. Ayun, sa akin lang naman. And then,
Okay.
maipasok ko lang yung fascination sa uranium. I tried to look at it. How dangerous is this? Or how, gaano ba ka nakakatakot to, di ba? It's just uranium, di ba? But
Mm.
it shows, what I learned is that we have like someone, or actually three victims sila na fatal radiation incident na nangyari sa Japan. So,
Mm-hmm.
the main person na talagang nakakaawa is Hisashi Ouchi. So, what
Oh,
happened
who's
was,
that? Who's that? Mm-hmm.
Japan, ano siya ganun sila, nag-work din sila it's not a reactor if I forgot, but they're trying to transfer like concentrated uranium on a different, on a different container. So,
Right.
nangyari,
Right.
mali ng container, mali ng measurement, so nangyari, nag-overflow. Now, for
Uh-huh.
uranium kasi, it's ano the container is important for uranium kasi uranium is an element that continuously emits radiation. Parang yung protons
Uh-huh.
niya,
Yeah.
constantly nagsisplit siya eh. So, kailangan ibabalik mo dun sa
Yeah.
actual uranium. So, parang nagbabound
Oh,
siya.
correct. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pag
Yeah.
tumabingi yan or merong ano diyan, merong ayun, magiging unstable siya. So, ito yung nangyari sa
Right.
kanila.
Right.
The
I
container that they're
see.
supposed to, transfer it to, they
Uh-huh.
it's less than what they less than the amount of the uranium that they're trying to transfer. So, ayun.
Right.
So, nag-overflow. Yan. Now, it doesn't always it's not uranium doesn't cause explosion for this
Right.
kind of unless uh, basta pure uranium form siya, it doesn't cause explosion.
Right.
What it causes is radiation, which is flashes siya.
Right.
Once yung nag-spill daw siya, nag-spill yung uranium, ang nangyari, may flashes ng light. So, ang lakas ng flashes. Talagang yung parang panibagong sun or basta malakas for a human eye.
I see.
Para silang pinicturean, pre. Ang ano nila, parang, alam mo yung sa X-ray, di ba? X-ray is yung mabilis lang, pak. Yung small dose, very small dose of radiation. Nangyari sa kanila sobrang lakas ng ano. So what happened was, okay, para silang napicturean na. So hindi pa nakikita yung symptoms, wala pa yung radiation poisoning. Nangyari lang nung nasa hospital na siya. Now, si Hisashi, he's the one who's transferring the uranium. What happened was, pagdating niya sa hospital, doon niya nag-start. Ayun nga, nabura yung DNA niya. Parang he's the only person on Earth na recorded na nawala ng DNA dahil dun sa nangyari. Tapos grabe nangyari sa kanya, pre. And if you want to check the picture, if you're not, hindi ka masyadong nagugore sa mga bagay-bagay, you can check the picture. He has one picture na ganun ka-severe, but to describe it, hindi masyadong gory na way. Actually, gory pa rin siya, pero I'll do it. Ayun nga, yung wala siyang DNA, when they reached the hospital, his skin started falling off. Now, hindi na siya yung nagfo-fall off na magre-regenerate. He lost that ability na kasi yung bone marrow niya, apparently, ang dami palang connected sa bone marrow. Hindi lang pala yung pag-grow ng bone, di ba? May white blood cells shit pa, may mga ganyan-ganyan pa. So, start falling, yung kamay niya, yung skin niya started falling off to the point na kahit yung muscles niya, and then...
Actually, I just checked right now.
Bad
decision.
So it's if you're not it's if you're not easily it's easily ano ba tawag doon, gored or nandidire, you can check it out, but if not, don't check it. So ayun, it started falling off skin, muscles. Ang weird lang kasi, pre, even at this state, na nakita mo na yung state niya, diba? It's like talagang wala na siya skin and wala na siyang bones wala na siyang skin. So muscles and bones na lang siya. He asked his wife na end this, parang kill me na lang. He can think pa rin
for euthanasia,
for some reason,
pull the plug,
because radiation, for some reason, it doesn't affect the mind, it just affects the body talaga. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ganun, but that's not, but yun yung nangyari. So hindi ganun kadami yung test subjects nila for radiation. So ang ginawa sa kanya, even at this state na talagang hindi na siya makonsider na tao yung makikita mo siya, hindi pa rin nila kinonsider na euthanasia siya. Talagang tinesting pa rin siya. They have to magsalin ng blood transplant for like 24 times a day kasi hindi na siya, kasi skin is important kasi it holds the liquid sa loob natin. Isipin mo yung tao na wala ng skin. So every liquid that comes into you, it just goes out. So ganun yung nangyari sa kanya. It has to be refreshed every time.
Constantly,
constantly. And then yung graft, they tried to put like skin transplant, yung maliliit lang, and see if that works. Hindi pa rin nag-work. And then sobrang anong ordeal nito, pre, 83 days siya from the normal person na makikita mo to that state na talagang his foot just fell off, bro. that's
my God.
Just fell off na lang siya. Ganun siya katawag dito.
Hindi rest in peace, grabe pinagdaanan.
Grabe pinagdaanan niya, pre.
Sobra.
And then ayun, so that's how dangerous it is. And then I think that until now, Chernobyl is still, I think it's still a ghost town tama ba? I think ghost town pa rin siya. I think may mga tourist na pumupunta doon, yung chine-check yung mga Geiger counter, but it's not as dangerous as it is before Kasi dati talagang talagang,
They still have to wear hazmat suit ba pag pupunta sila? Hazmat ba tawag doon, yung pang-kontra sa grad?
It's a specialized hazmat suit. But Yeah, it's a specialized suit that has anti-radiation, like lead. Yeah, it's
Oh.
leaded. Yeah, it
Mm,
has lead
lined with
lining.
lead,
They
no?
call, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So the threads.
Mm.
So it's kind of heavy. I
Mm.
researched
mm,
that these kinds of like suits are very 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 expensive because
Mm.
that imagine like doing uh a piece of cloth
Mm.
in
mm,
lead. Like,
Oh.
imagine how heavy that is.
Oh.
Plus, you're gonna have to cover your entire body on it.
Mm.
So that ingenuity,
Mm.
that lead lining on it's really really expensive, but
Mm.
it doesn't really
Help a lot.
guarantee you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't really guarantee
Oh.
safety. Like you're gonna be immune to radiation.
Oh, it's
No,
just
no, no, it's not. It's just
mm.
lessen the effects
Oh. And
of
mm.
then just
because radiation is like gonna it's gonna like pierce through
yeah,
the
it's
molecular scale of your
oh,
body. So it doesn't really matter what you're wearing,
oh,
right?
kahit nasa
So
if
yeah,
you're other side on the wall, if you have like
yeah,
semi-radiated material which is not enclosed properly,
yeah,
talagang that will just pass through, 'di ba? So
yeah,
just yung
yeah,
update lang dun sa what do you call this, sa Chernobyl.
yeah.
Yung soil nga, 'di ba, hindi pwedeng gawin. So what they
That's
ended
right.
up is sarcophagus. Yung parang
Yeah,
i-enclose siya. Yun na yung
yeah. They're gonna
pinakamagandang
bury the damn thing.
oo.
Yeah.
Hindi ilalagyan nila ng cover na ewan ko lead din yata yun eh. Basta type of material
Yeah.
na mag-enclose dun sa radiation. So ayun yung
I
pinaka
see.
brightest na idea nila. We have to enclose this shit. Wala tayong magagawa dito. Talagang yung untouched na yung building eh. Hindi na nila ma-operate yun
Yeah.
kasi anything na magalaw
Oh
nila
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
di ba? Or anything
Abandoned
that
ship. Yeah.
any reaction that might trigger an explosion considering those
Yeah.
materials or
Not
mixture
to
of
mention
materials, ba?
anyone touches it is gonna
Mm.
like have risk of radiation sickness. So
Mm. Oh, why
no
risk
one's
those
gonna touch
people?
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So we
and
might as
just
well like bury it or something.
and
But,
just one more. Yeah, go.
sorry.
Go lang, pre.
Sorry, yun nga. I was just thinking na yung mga first people who responded to the incident,
Mm.
of course, they would have been affected by the radiation, di ba? Like, mga
Yes.
Oh yeah,
firemen, ganun,
yeah.
Oh,
police,
Every
nakakaaway, di
single
ba?
one.
they
Yeah,
Kasi
every
have.
single one.
they have no clue eh. They just
Yeah.
see maybe an explosion or fire and of course
Mm.
they will be going there because it's their duty. Tas ganun pala yung
Yeah.
mangyari.
Oh.
And after a few days, they will get the news na meron na pang nangyari sa katawan nila. Or
Mm.
changes,
Oh,
Yeah.
they have
ah,
cancer, something like that.
ang ano pa dun, pre, may pagka brave din yung talagang Russian government eh. Una, hindi nila kinover up to. I mean, there might be
I
some
mean,
things
some
that
of it. They actually they
something that
did.
they covered
Yeah,
up,
they
but
they did.
yeah,
Yeah.
but knowing that we know it right now, that means that a huge part of it, it's available, right? So the
Yeah.
bravery part on there is that yung first responders, okay, they died unfortunately, di ba? Despite na namatay na yung first responders, meron pa rin talaga
Yeah.
nag-try. Remember yung lupa, that
Yeah.
yung soil
Mhm.
that's not robotic eh. At a safe distance
Yeah.
pwede mong i-remote control yung robot para i-dump yung lupa doon, but there's a certain distance na kailangan pa rin ng tao. That means that even alam nila na shit radiation to or uranium shit to, they still have to go
Yeah.
to do their jobs, di ba? Hindi lang yung
Mm.
talagang ano sila na wala silang yung siguro yung first part,
Mga
di ba?
bayani no? Mga
Bayani
bayani
talaga
talaga.
sila, talagang ano sila. And then
Actually,
ito,
Atol, I just might
mm,
add regarding
mm,
that. Diba sa Fukushima dito sa Japan, nagkaroon din
Yeah.
ng
Yeah.
mm,
Exclusion
crisis regarding.
zone. Yeah, it's also an exclusion zone. You're
Mm.
right, Jay.
mm,
But I
oh,
think things are okay now. Tapos
Yeah.
naalala ko lang with regards to
mm,
yung sinasabi ng mga bayani sila. Yung mga
mm,
matatanda dito, there were a group of pensioners na sila
mm.
Yeah.
yung parang nag-volunteers to tackle the nuclear waste.
Oh
Parang
yeah. Yeah.
kami
Nandiyan
na,
ba sila,
oh,
pre?
Yeah.
Galing
ano
ah.
yun,
Yeah.
nabasa ko lang tong article na to eh. Parang sinabi nila, kami na lang, wag na yung young people. Kasi parang
Yeah.
Ah,
kami,
Yeah. Yeah.
20 years
Yeah.
na kami, matanda na kami. So,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
salute.
Parang
Respect.
parang ginagawa rin ng mga pre no, yung mga
That
elder people pag sa
yeah.
COVID, 'di ba?
That
Parang
for me that's
they're
samurai shit right there. Like
mm,
sacrifice your life
oh,
for
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 other
honor. Yeah, that's
uh,
samurai shit right there.
for
Bushido.
for other
Grabe.
people, 'di ba? Yung kahit yung
Yeah.
sa
Yeah.
di ba,
Nakakalungkot
parang
lang, no? Kasi parang mga ganito, people shouldn't have to sacrifice their life for things like this. Pero wala, nangyayari
like,
talaga.
that's
Sana
honor
din.
right there. Yeah.
And then
Pero yun nga, grabe.
Oh, and then yun
Pagmamahal sa to pave way for the new, parang ganun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a respectable decision talaga.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
very commendable.
I mean, no other people could have like said those things other than those Japanese elders. I mean, like, yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Tapos, and then yun, surprisingly, si Dyatlov, ito may pagka-superhuman tong Dyatlov na to eh. He was, you mentioned, di ba, Jay, there's radiation in everything. So, not little doses, right? So, that's to point to something, the unit for radiation. Si Dyatlov, he was exposed to
Sievert? I think it's Sievert, right?
Sorry? Hindi,
Sievert
Anton.
ba? Sievert?
Hindi siya Siebert eh. It's ito naman tayo sa Russian name. Hindi ko talaga ano tong
Anyway,
I think Sievert is the radiation scale. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Siebert. Siebert yung radiation scale. Okay.
Yeah,
Ayun.
yeah.
Kasi nakita ko may microjoules eh.
Something.
Basta yun yung radiation eh.
That's another, yeah. That's another.
So, itong si since nag-work na siya sa radiation, is a nuclear plants, he was exposed to like 5 lifetimes ng radiation, and yet hindi siya nagkasakit, pre.
Yeah.
Yung yung anak niya nagka-leukemia kasi siguro na-expose sa kanya kasi yun yung one of the things na nangyayari, 'di ba? Yung blood mo.
Yeah, it jumps. Yeah.
Oh, it jumps. Sa kanya hindi, pre, he died in an old age. And then heart attack ang
like 70, 80? Yeah, 70, 80.
Umabot siya
like
sa
that,
70.
That's the average human age, right? And it doesn't even have radiation related sickness.
It's not radiation. So, parang pagka-superhuman to, naging Incredible Hulk siguro.
I think he's just lucky. Yeah. Either he's superhuman or he's just lucky.
Di ba yung antibodies niya, yung antibodies niya, sobrang lakas na.
Lead antibodies.
Sobrang immune niya na. Grabe yan. So this is one of the stories that I revisit, when one of the things that I watch over and over, not because of the casualties, but how people responded to it. Like, I always talk about World War, like the personalities. I'm just, like, I love this kind of setups, not because of the casualties, because of the people who's in it. That's really inspiring. Tulad nito, first responders niya, pre, you know that you'll get a lot of radiation. They have to work on shifts. So 2 minutes ka lang dyan, balik ka dito, iba naman, ganun sila. And yet they still do their job. So it's really a good thing na good people pa rin talaga. And then,
yeah. I mean, they're just ordinary folks. Yeah.
And ayun na yung kapap na ako.
Okay. So parang maisip mo, na yun eh, alam mo nang sure ball na may mangyayari sa yung masama if you responded. Pero ginawa mo pa din. Grabe. Dedication nila. Very commendable.
And I wish na lang talaga I know more about this shit because I really, it's really difficult to discuss technical terms na, that's not your trade, di ba? Pero once you read it by first hand,
to be honest, even me, I'm an engineer, but I don't know how it works.
Diba? Ang hirap niya. I try to understand it. There's things I'm a website programmer, not an engineer, but yeah, it's a good story, not a good story.
Yeah.
Anything
actually,
to add
the main focus anyway is not the technicalities within the story. It's about the people, the commendable people who acted to halt the further spread of this.
I mean, it's a significant event, like not only for the explosion itself, but for everyone who is involved. Like they're leading different lives. Like and they're in just it was like an ordinary evening for everyone, right? and
Mm.
they didn't really expect anything like that to
Oo,
happen.
to
So
happen. Tapos
very,
pre, ano
very
lang.
significant.
The workers in the plant, like parang
Oo.
ikaw, kayo duty
Yeah,
kayo, nagkikwentuhan
yeah,
kayo, no? Ano kayang
yeah,
Oo.
ano natin mamaya, no?
Pre,
yeah,
ganun sila pre.
Information.
It's
yeah.
ganun yung normal nila na ginagawa nila. And then some of the workers, kasi sa pump room, that's where it happened, eh, 'di ba? Yung
Oh
pressure,
yeah,
yung ano,
yeah.
dun siya. So,
That's
ang
the
nangyari sa
first
kanila,
explosion. Yeah.
kunyari tayo magtutropa tayo, 'di ba? Sa pump room yung designated natin. Parang shifting
Yeah,
tayo diyan. So,
yeah.
ang nangyari, yung iba na mas nakakuha pa ng maraming radiation just because they went back for their friends. Apparently, those friends na
Oh,
they went
yeah,
back to is
yeah,
vaporized na sila, pre. And, at
yeah.
least
Like
it's
I
not a good,
know,
First,
but, they're gone na.
yeah,
Oh, so,
yeah.
okay.
ganun.
Uh,
Pero, they know in some part of their, profession, they know that this could happen. Na
yeah, like
unfortunately, di
that's the
ba?
risk.
There's some
Yeah.
jobs talaga na if you miscalculate something, that's really like
Uh-huh.
shit, man. You're gonna
Yan yung
die. May
chaos
ganun
theory.
talaga.
That is right.
Chaos theory
Yeah,
talaga yan. That's
Mm.
yeah.
chaos theory.
And
Uh,
I have to like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there were Soviet Russia back then, but
mm,
I have to commend those people who like
mm,
did their jobs because if they didn't really like do something about it,
no.
they
Pre,
just let it as it
yeah.
is. They
Uh,
didn't like enclose
mm,
it into everyone in the entire world will be
well,
affected by that
yeah, we'll have some part of
regime.
that radiation, no?
Yes,
So scary stuff
it will.
talaga, no?
Yeah, it was kind of it will really spread, for
Mm.
the rest of the world. So I mean, like, if I hate the world, like fuck it,
Oh, bala kayo,
we're
radiation kayo
we're in
dyan.
it together. Yeah, I
Wow,
get
radiation.
radiation, you get radiation, everyone gets radiation. But
Oo.
these people were selfless.
Mm.
Hey, this is gonna affect the whole world. Probably we should
Oo.
do something about it before.
Oo.
We don't want the world to end here, right? So
Oo.
I'm not saying that it would have ended, but it should. It would be a considerable amount of like tragedy for the
And and
for
and
everyone
and
else.
and
Yeah.
pre, yeah.
Them, eh.
Mm.
Like
Alin
the
dyan?
young people owe it to the parang it like the people there, they
Mm.
owe it to the
Younger generation, no?
the younger generation, parang ganun.
Oh
The younger
yeah,
generation
yeah,
owes the old generation, parang
Oo.
kasi
yeah,
di
And
ba
then, no,
most probably they did it for the younger people. Kaya
yeah,
oo.
yeah.
naman
That's
Para to
very
survive,
selfless.
di ba?
Yeah,
And then,
yung mga
yeah,
anak nila, di ba, they
oo.
still
yeah. Oh,
hindi namin ito
families.
pipigilan.
Oo.
Yeah,
Ano yung ano natin, mas marami pa maapektuhan. Baka hindi lang
Hmm.
25,000 na, cancer yung naging ano, 'di ba? Baka mas marami pa. So, ayun. Ayun yung story ko for today. Medyo hindi siya mystery eh, pero
yeah.
it's something
It's
significant
great.
na gusto ko talaga
It's very
share.
The
significant.
S-Files naman, S-Files stands for sari-sari.
Oh,
Sari-sari.
sari-sari pre. Oo. Oh,
Yeah,
yung
yeah,
next
yeah,
natin Jai,
yeah.
yung something Gyrus, yung ano ba 'yon? Yung please if you like the episode, please like, subscribe. That would really help us. And
And
yeah, we
share if
will
possible.
share if possible. And then we'll continue to create this kind of, contents.
Content.
If
Yeah.
you have suggestions, we're more than willing to research it for you. And
Mhm.
yeah, we have a lot of things going on in August, so stay lang kayo dyan.
Yeah, August is
Yeah.
kind of stuck.
A lot of
Uh,
I'd
exciting
say
things.
August is
Yeah,
kind of stuck.
yeah,
I'm
and
really stoked about August.
yeah.
yeah.
And anything pa ba, Jai? Or do we have to close it, Ken? Anything before
Ikaw,
we
any
go?
last
Nope.
words, Ken?
We're good. Just
Ah,
everyone stay healthy
yeah.
and follow health regulations.
Oh, para di
Yeah,
tayo
and
ma-radiation.
yeah, yeah. And
Ah,
probably we could do something. Probably discuss the
mm,
pandemic right now, but
mm.
we'll
Let's see.
reserve that for later.
Later,
Once
later
things
pa
Mm.
yan.
blows
It's
over.
better to
Yeah,
talk
Ah,
about after the pandemic itself.
yeah.
once it blows over na. So, okay ka na, Jai?
That's right.
Yeah,
So, yeah, sa akin, any last words lang. So,
Mm,
stay safe. Yun.
mm,
Wear masks
oh,
as much as possible. Don't go outside as much as
oh.
possible.
Work
Yeah,
from
if you
home
don't
na
have
kayo.
to, just stay
Work from
indoors.
home.
Yeah,
Sige,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you for
Okay,
listening.
thank you.
I'll cut it out. Thank you. Bye-bye.